right, my name is Chris Gargolino, and we are going to do a stands NoTubes conversion. So the first thing that we want to do is we want to get the tube system out. So we're going to go ahead and break this down. You want to make sure that you have tubeless ready tires for the conversion. It is key. Make sure you go to Stands NoTubes to check your rims. Make sure that they're convertible. So let's go ahead and get this off. Some of the things that you'll want to make sure is you have some tire levers. You want to make sure you have a good pump. You want to make sure that you have your wet water with a little bit of detergent in it. You want to make sure you have a drill so that you a 3/8 inch drill bit. And a little bit of rubbing alcohol also works. So we're going to go ahead and pull the rim strip tape out. All right, next thing you want to do is we want to clean the inside so that the tape will stick to it very well. Just a little bit of alcohol. Okay, then you want to start with your yellow tape. Make sure it's dry. The idea here is to cover the nipple holes. And you're going to want to start at just past, right here is where the valve stem is. So we're going to go past it a little bit so that we can overlap it. Okay, I'm going to pull this back and set it aside. Now I'm going to go ahead and drill through the valve stem. I'm going to go at this rim is double walled, so I want to just drill the top, and I want to drill it with a 3/8, and that's going to help the rim strip go in. So just a little bit. So we overlap it right here. Okay, and then find your valve stem. Now I just like cutting an X. And the reason that we drilled this is because when we put our valve stem in, there's a little bit of the rubber right here where the pressure valve goes into the rubber. So we want that to sit flat right there on that, where that valve stem is, where it goes through the hole. So we're going to push this through. I like to go ahead and lock it down. Okay. Now we're just going to roll this over. Wrap it on just like that. And now we've got to make sure that it's set well in there. One of the things I like to do is to take my tire iron, put a little bit of water on it, and I'll start at the valve stem. And just kind of run it through, and it'll center it nice and pretty. And then pull it out. You got to go through and make sure that you check everywhere the bead is going to sit. Make sure there's no rubber or anything, any foreign objects in the way, all the way around. So that looks pretty good from there. Now grab your tire. Make sure you get it on the right rotation. Okay. When you're putting your tire on, the rim has a well in the center. So you want your bead to sit inside there first. That'll give you a little bit more room to work with all the way around. Back again. You want to go down the bottom and make sure that that bead's in the well, and that'll help get this end on. Okay. Make sure it's flat all the way around. Now at this point, we're going to go ahead and fill it up with air. But the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take a little bit of our wet water, which is just water with a little bit of detergent in it. Spray the bead. Both sides. This will help that set well. Or seat well, I should say. Now you can go ahead and pump it up. I like to put about 60 pounds of pressure in there. That way it will pop that bead into place. So go ahead and wipe the water off. Now to check your bead to make sure, there's a mark line on here. Most tubes or most tires have this all the way around. You can see it. It's your rim guide, so you'll know if it's sitting right. So we're good and solid. And believe it or not, we don't have any air or any sealant in it yet, and it's still pretty solid, as you can see. So holding the air pretty good. All right, now for sealant. So now that we've got it all locked into place, go ahead and let the air out. Now at this point, if you want, what you can do is you can undo a little section and then put your liquid into the cup provided and pour it in the rim. But personally, I like to keep that bead sealed. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the valve stem out. And you can use any core remover. Stan's has them. And then I'm gonna use Stan's syringe to put my sealant in. So I'm gonna screw that on. I'm gonna pull that out. And I'm gonna put about 3 ounces into this 29er. So I'm gonna start it 2 ounces at a time. Make sure you shake up your liquid really, really well. So start off with 2 ounces. Now just let gravity do its job. Okay, now I'm going to add 1 more ounce for a total of 3. Okay, let it all drain out. This also makes adding fluid back in, if it's dry after about a year or so, you want to add some extra fluid in, this is the best way to do it so you don't have to break your seal. Works pretty good. Okay, put your core back in. Make sure it's tight. Okay, now let's go ahead and add some air to it. Be careful not to break that bead. All right, tighten it back up, lock it down. And now we've got to get the sealant all the way around. So bounce it. You want to make sure it gets in all the cracks and crevices. And you are ready to go. This is Chris with the Gravity Garage, showing how to do a Stan's NoTube conversion. It's that simple.